In this session, we're still busy with our stock take. We're going to say stock, utilities, and stock take. And I'm now going to explain the stock take setup. So we'll click on stock take setup. Our first option here is the stock take type. You've got two types. You can capture a complete stock take, which means you will, on the stock take, you will count all your stock. Or you can say, hang on, I don't want to count all my stock. I only want to do a stock take by department. If you opt for the department option, you will then select the department that you would like to count. Remember, if you do a stock take by department, it will not make any changes to goods or display even the stock that is not in that department. We've had cases in the past where people said, well, I selected this item, it's going wrong, it doesn't want to manipulate, or I can't manipulate that item. It was because they were doing a stock take by department and that product or item was not part of that actual department. So just keep in mind only to count the goods or stock that is in that department. I'm going to do a complete stock take. Let me explain the other choices we have here. The next option is track laybys only if stock is removed from the floor. If you do work with laybys, then we will say to you, okay, if it is removed from the floor, please track that. Then write off all items not counted. If you switch that on, if you don't count the item, it's going to make the on-hand quantity 0. Or place not counted items on hold. It will keep the on-hand quantity but automatically just put that item on hold, which means you will not be able to sell the item. Then show the selling price. You can now choose the selling price that you would like to display. The next option is cost price that will be used to calculate the stock gain or stock lost when you process. The default is the average cost. In other words, if you make a change, let's say you had 40 on hand, you count and you now have 38. That loss, what cost price must we use? If you want to change it, all you have to do here is click on your supervisor over log on, and as soon as you do that, you can actually choose the different option. If you're not a supervisor, the supervisor will have to come here, type in his or her override, and then you can manipulate the cost price. Once you've completed the stock take setup, you can click on OK. And that concludes the stock take setup option.